So tell us about yourself and what you do.
So I'm Carlene Jackson. I'm the CEO of Cloud9 Insight, and I work with small businesses to support their business transformation and growth through use of cloud technology and support with business change consulting.
If you were starting out in business today, what advice would you want to be given?
So the advice that I would give myself if I was starting out in business today would be that there's no ceiling to our potential. It's just sometimes the limit is in our ambition and dreams. So just go for it.
What advice would you give to someone who is looking to really stand out to a future employer?
So I get a lot of CVs actually in the day-to-day business, and I would say that potentially consider putting your photo on the CV. I know it's not the sort of norm in the UK. In France actually it's quite normal, and as I've never seen anyone do it, I think that would probably make it stand out, especially if you're in a customer-facing role. I would consider when submitting my CV sending it through on maybe a sort of a good quality cream paper. But also when you're talking about things that you've done in the past, make sure you talk about your achievements, make sure you talk also about the reason for leaving your last role, or any role in fact, and try and make it look in the positive. So for example, I was headhunted and I got a promotion, or I was looking to advance my career in this direction and felt this new role was a good fit for those skills. So always try and talk about it in the positive.
What are the top tips for building a personal brand, and how can it really benefit a business?
So I think building a personal brand is really important. The first thing you need to start with is understanding what your purpose is and what your key values are, and really make sure that you live by those. Also, people don't know about your successes unless you tell them, so make sure that you're sharing those. So I think don't shy away from having a personal brand, and be really clear about what that is.
So how important is workplace culture to a business?
Well, I think that workplace culture is critically important for any business success. I think for an organisation that is purpose-driven and is really clear on what their values are, they're going to go a lot further in being able to attract the right people, the talent that's going to stay in their business, and also support everyone together in achieving that purpose.
And what do you think the future of the workplace is going to look like?
So the future of the workplace is going to be all about the employees and making sure that they have the flexibility to do what they need to do to support creating value for the business. That might be potentially in flexible working, in sort of agile teams being able to come together. We're already seeing that with the sort of the number of people who are actually doing hot desking as well, but also in the way that technology is really changing how businesses are working. You look at agriculture, they're one of the biggest adopters of technology to really transform their business. For example, the ability to understand how much to water soil in particular places and not to waste chemicals in certain places because maybe there's less growth there due to sunlight or other things. So it's the use of technology is becoming more critical to businesses. So I see that only changing. Potentially mixed reality becoming more the norm as well. Maybe there'll be less travel, so you might be able to sort of have a holographic of your colleagues into your office for meetings and things like that. So I think the future of work is really exciting.
Thank you very much, Carlene. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you today.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.